I end up doing a part 1, part 2, I'm going to cut it here. So yeah, I do have more to talk about. I just don't want to address it yet, especially for those of you that are watching this to watch the Eternals. It does touch back on all of this again, but there's even more I want to say, but I don't want it to kind of spoil something for later. So let's get back into the movie.
So you're saying we're basically fancy robots, and our past memories are stored somewhere in space.
And Arishem made the deviants. We have to stop the emergence.
Cersei, we have no right to stop the birth of a Celestial.
There has to be a way Tiamat can emerge without destroying the Earth. We just have to delay it until we figure out how.
Could Druid control its mind? Maybe put it to sleep?
We're talking about a Celestial.
We have to try.
Okay?
Come on, we're not gonna let everyone on Earth die, right?
Right. I'm human.
Told you he was a good character.
And do what? Watch TV? When I could be with the Earth's original superheroes as they try to save the world.
You see, are they the original? If the gods actually all exist?
It's very nice here, sir.
Don't be fooled. Ignorance is bliss.
Hey, estamos buscando a Druid. ¿Dónde está?
Sí. ¿De qué conoces a Druid?
Somos amigos de la universidad.
Hello, Sprite.
Maybe they give him a little bit more than just mind control if he's able to tell that.
You've given me a lot of bad news in one go, milady. I protected these people for 20 generations now, from the outside world and from themselves. You're kind, my friend. You will be responsible for your own extinction one day.
I think we must learn from our mistakes and do better, sir. You must not give up hope.
Oh, no, you didn't. Okay, new rule, no more possessing people's valet.
We're Kingo, the movie star.
I've directed some things, too.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Some internet content.
That doesn't
Any
count.
views?
I don't do it for the views.
That's actually kind of real inside. Knowing that the I don't do it for views kind of shows like now you could be really humble, or you just don't have any. By the way, I do this for the I don't do it for the views.
I've just been told I've been sent on a suicide mission for the past 7,000 years, and that my entire existence is a lie. So excuse me for not giving a shit about your plan right now.
Druid sucks.
I feel like Droog is one of the most realist out of this group, though. Like, he's just the most genuine and just, I don't know.
What if I can't fight anymore? What if I hurt you again?
Come on. You know who you are. You're Athena, goddess of war.
They're actually leaning into they inspire the other mythologies, and yet they actually...
I like watching them, too.
Jeez.
I don't think it's creepy at all. Have you read Peter Pan? Okay, so to me, Ikaris is Peter, Cersei is Wendy, you are Tinkerbell for obvious reasons, and the rest of us are the Lost Boys.
What's your point?
Tinkerbell's always been in love with Peter, and it's hard for her because she can never be with him. I'm sorry, Sprite.
Kingo, why did Arishem make me this way?
I don't know.
There's something
I was a little off, but I was like, something's gonna happen.
Watch out!
Very nice, sir.
Are you mental? Hide! Sprite, get Karon out of here!
How many cameras did you bring, young man?
Okay, that I think is cringe. Well, he doesn't have the Superman of vulnerability. Here's a question. Like, I get his whole thing is strength, But how come like it kind of looks like armor, or it can't, like the things around his hands can look like armor, but how come it doesn't, he can't just create more armor? Okay, so he could if he wanted to. Maybe. Godzilla moment. Now this is, I guess, a way to just limit a Superman-like figure is like, I don't know if it'd be proper headlock, but still. Oh, I was losing frames there.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
So she can change, oh, not the frames. So she can mess with biological or organic stuff. You get what I mean.
I understand now. So many planets. So much life destroyed every time a Celestial is born. Parisham used us and left us to die with each emergence. We just wanted to survive. And then he sent you.
Again, I don't remember what the actual motivations were that the Celestials, or not the Celestials, that the Eternals and Deviants were given by the Celestials. But like, even with this, even if I, kind of disagree with a lot of the premises and the adaptation, at least they have some rhyme and reason for motivations and stuff. So like, that's a really interesting point.
Remember.
Remember me.
No.
Hopefully I won't get copyright strike. Remember me. It's like with the Gilgamesh. I still say it's not super strong with how much we've gotten to like grow or connect with them, but it's better than Ajax.
I did this. If my technology hadn't helped them advance, these people, they're not worth saving. They're not worth saving.
I must have misunderstood this scene because I thought it was implying that he was the one who designed, even if not the atomic bomb, something relative to atomic stuff. But he's just strictly like, I gave them tools and they blew themselves up.
Oh, so close.
Daddy, watch this. Dad, I'm only a starter.
Hi.
Hey guys, these are my friends from college. This is Sylvia and Isaac.
You see, if those, okay, I mentioned this point before, that's like, why don't they use fake names or something? Those would be actual good names, and yet still able for them to identify with each other, like to know who's who or whatever. Add that. Bruh.
Dad, that's Superman. Dad, that's Superman.
Second DC reference. I remember that was in the trailers and everyone was like, what? DC reference to Marvel? What on earth is this?
I don't wear a cape.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, we should just go inside, right? Can I call you Clark? So our mission was never to make a peaceful or harmonious world, but to increase the population at all costs. Farming humans as food for the Celestials, right? I'm sorry, Cersei. It was wrong for me to use my powers without thinking about the consequences in the first place. So now I choose to use my hands to fix my child's bicycle, okay?
Do you?
I don't use my powers anymore.
You sure?
That's actually really cool.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. I mean, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Here's the question. Which came first? The Eternals or the Vibranium?
I'm sorry, you can't just show up in my life and expect me to go with you. I'm not gonna...
Phil? Again, how is he like the only one to come up with some kind of fake name? That's actually pretty useful. Small thing, but the death should have still blown onto them, even if they were invisible, right?
That and the world is ending.
I'm sorry, what are we watching? Because this... Are you two?
This new because I hate it.
I don't know about that druid line just because it's like they would have established that before.
Here's a little Celestial 101. Celestials are the most powerful energy generators in the universe. When Erisha made us, he imbued us with infinite cosmic energy to keep our bodies regenerating. The bracelets, in theory, shut down our regeneration process. And once that happens, our bodies accumulate extra cosmic energy.
What for?
Well, if the deviants can absorb our energy, what if we can absorb each other's energy as well? If I can find a way to connect us all, one of us could become immensely powerful, pulling the accumulated energy from the rest, forming...
What is it, Unibrain?
A Unimind.
Unimind. No, it's a cringe aspect of the comics.
Brainstorm? Brainstorm! That's a way better
name. I'm calling it whatever I want.
What if we end up accidentally killing Tiamat? We could be responsible for billions of lives not being created across the universe. Boss, am I right?
Say something, Ikaris. You don't think we should be doing this?
Ajax chose Cersei to lead us. Cersei should decide.
Nice neutral answer. I mean, I know which choice you would have gone with, but nice neutral choice.
If you think we should do this, I trust you. I will follow you to the end like I always have.
What did you say?
I will follow you to the end like I always have.
I'm not who you think I am.
Okay, we're getting this scene now. I thought it would be later, but it makes sense.
How long do we have?
7 days, Ikaris. We have to tell them the truth.
What? Why?
Because together we might be able to stop the emergence.
Ajax goes against the plan.
5 years ago, Thanos erased half of the population of the universe. Delayed the emergence.
Oh, this takes place sometime last year.
But the people of this planet
Not the frames.
brought everyone back with a snap of a finger. The cost of Arsham's design, it's not worth it. Not this time.
I trust you, Ajax. I'll follow you to the end. As I always have. They must have been trapped in the ice for centuries and broke free last week when the glaciers started to melt. As the Earth's core heats up for the emergence, they tracked them here. I suspected you might have changed your mind. I can't let you betray Arasham.
Why don't you just kill me yourself?
When the others realize something is happening to the Earth, they'll come to you. When they find your body, they'll know the deviants are back. It'll keep them busy until the emergence. I've been loyal to you, Ajax. Kept your secret for centuries. Lied to everyone I cared about. But never have I doubted my purpose to serve the Celestials.
I feel like as far as twist villains go, this is a better one. I mean, especially compared to like Disney's, bad ones like Hans, the sheep lady from Zootopia, Big Hero 6, and, more of the, the ones all Shea Fairless Productions discovered. That's a CGI shot. Ooh. That's what he does. I know people are a little mixed about is it humans that are causing global warming? Is it the emergence that's causing global warming? Because they say emergence, but it's like, wouldn't it have felt a little bit more impactful if it was humans themselves?
Amazing how things change over time.
Maybe we're the ones who've changed. I know you don't agree with our plan.
I've always thought of the Celestials like the ocean. They give life and they take life away without bias. If they were gone, this universe would eventually end.
Arisham's way is archaic and violent.
I don't want to fight, Cersei. It'll all end soon.
Except there is no end, is there?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to add to the red side. I don't think there's really much. And I'm sure there's probably, like, you know, I've mentioned little, oh, that's good, or that's good, or da-da-da-da-da. But I'm going to add Ikaris Twist villain on here. I don't know if I'm going to spell this right, despite me even seeing the subtitles. There's no way I spelled that right.
Cersei?
Started.
Find the point of emergence.
Here we go. This will be the. I've seen other people use this scene, but now I get to see it firsthand and try to get a sense of, is this more of a dash move or a flash move? It seems like it's more of a dash. And by that, I mean super speed for super speed's sake, and not super speed by slowing down time.
I'm close to figuring it out.
I've let this go on long enough.
Don't hurt him!
He's kind of
He lied
hurt.
to us. He already knew about the emergence.
No, he didn't.
Ajax told me everything when we left Babylon.
You were never gonna let us stop the emergence.
No. I only wanted to protect you from the deviants.
If Ajax wanted you to take her place, why did she choose me? What have you done?
You killed her.
I had to.
She loved you.
Did she?
She loved you.
If I were to just reorganize stuff a bit, it feels weird. It doesn't feel right. Like for them to have done a meeting of what do we do, and then being like, I'm not going to do anything, and they do a thing, and then we get the flashback. And then we get that moment between Cersei and Ikaris. Cersei kind of knows where he stands, and then they walk back to the ship, being perfectly fine. And then we get this where it's more of a betrayal. Like this actually kind of ruins the villain twist a little bit, just with how, I don't know, it feels kind of rushed. Like to reveal it to, like, the audience reveal, I think is fine, but the character reveal, like as far as like revealing to the audience or revealing to the other characters, this character reveal does not feel right, because it just feels like out of nowhere. Like we don't know how much time has passed between when they did that decision and now it just feels like he said, I'm not taking a stance, and then like 5 minutes later, I mean it's probably closer to like 30 at the least, but still it's like, why not stop them sooner? Like I think they've usually done these flashbacks to skip time a little bit, but it's like if they were to break the formula just once, have this scene kind of play, and then why would Ajax choose you? Either do that and then the flashback, or do the I don't know. Yeah, so perfectly balanced as all things should be. I don't know about the numbers of things, but at least between the twists, like it felt good originally, and then it just kind of started to fall flat. So you were almost there.
You are so pathetic!
I'm an Eternal, Fastos. I exist for Arisham.
No!
Get out of here!
Kingo.
Kingo redemption. My guy, you can't hide that.
You do not turn against your family. Gilgamesh died because of you.
You won't succeed against me, and I will kill every one of you if I have to.
Wait. going with you.
Sprite. What is this?
I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of that one on Earth. By the way, even though I mentioned I kind of like this, the like Peter Pan Tinkerbell aspect as they mentioned it, I'm just letting that be encapsulated under the whole sprite tab, or node.
If I'm gonna get myself killed going up against Ikaris, we'll need to have a backup plan.
All of our powers, even if they're amplified, are not enough to kill a Celestial.
Well, Cersei did turn a deviant into a tree.
I'm sorry, what?
Our plan is to put Tiamat to sleep, not to kill it. I can't kill a Celestial.
Cersei!
Do it.
We can't!
Listen, I know you're not on the offensive, but do it. Druid, can he mind control the other Eternals? I don't know if he can. I mean, I know he can't do it to the Celestials, but I don't know if that's just a limit in what kind of minds he can do or what.
Cersei, the sphere inside of you, it creates a connection between you and Arishem. Maybe I can repurpose it and create a connection between, well, all of us. And that can activate the Unimind.
How would it feel to have like a golden ball right here in your chest? You know, hoping it doesn't clog up any vital veins or something. Even though it's still kind of nanotechy with the suit up, at least it's still limited as far as like they have to go two-way thing in order to put it on or this or that. So maybe I'll make a video on that. If you guys want me to make a video on like my take on the kind of nanotechy stuff, feel free to let me know in the comments.
Thank you, Sprite.
Sure. You're just gonna crash through the front of it.
You've never had to fight me.
But I've always wanted to.
How strong of a kick is that? Why wouldn't he want to attack Athena? Like, wouldn't he want to see what would happen if he took her out? Like, is Athena also defended, or is she outside of that bubble? Well, the laser can go through it.
I should have done this 5 centuries ago.
Oh. I'm glad he did that, because I thought he was going to do something like that very early on. Second, though, how resistant can they be to his lasers? Also, where are those Fastos? Why wasn't he down there? Is he piloting? Holy cow, my frames. Important, there we go. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, did you just turn that into birds? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the kind of stuff she could do in the comics. Which, I mean, you know, fair, whatever. She could turn stuff into other stuff. Sure, that's fine. But with this logic, she can't turn organic beings into other things. But she can turn other things to organic, make it make sense. I'm just gonna add a point for the birds. The birds. It's just gonna represent just kind of stuff that I find makes no sense, like that Ikaris sprite escape just leaves me baffled. It's like, you've established the scope of these powers. On Earth, are you doing? I feel like that's an animation from Injustice 2 for the Flash. Alright, so we're here for part 3. I did not think it needed even more than the one part. That just, little over 20 minutes for the main movie, and then we have the 2 post-credit scenes. We are almost all the way there. I don't have a hot chocolate with me this time, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm just drinking a Coke today. I need caffeination somehow. So, let's finish this movie. Oh, I don't have my whiteboard, unfortunately, so pros and cons list, I'll just have it listed here for what I had before, and then I'll just, in post, add whatever else I'm gonna say.
Fastos! I have to try and stop this. I need to get closer to Tim. Keep Ikaris busy.
We've got you. Go.
Solid catch. So here's a question.
Why are you helping Ikaris?
We can't let it absorb our powers.
Too late.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Normally it's kind of cringe when they do stuff like that, but that was actually kind of well done. Into the cavern.
Where's Cersei? You always did underestimate her. Oh no. Not so fast. I don't know about you, but this is really satisfying, right?
Let me go, Fastos. I can't let her do this.
I don't think so. I've been wanting to clip your wings for a long time. Ikaris!
The Ikaris heal there was a little weird, but not Ikaris healing, but just that.
Ikaris!
Like on this, it was just a hammer down the parallel of the story. But Crow, that's his name. Again, why does Crow want to fight Athena? Shouldn't his full efforts be towards Ikaris?
And is this really who you are, Sprite? Are you really willing to let everyone on this planet die?
Oh, he made the blade invisible.
I've always envied you, Cersei. Because you get to live as one of them. And I never could. You know why I hated living with humans? Because they reminded me of things I didn't even know I wanted. Because of them, now I want to know what it feels like to grow up. To fall in love. To have a family.
Well. What's the point of making multiple volcanoes if you should already know which one's the real one?
Well, that was very moving.
Drake.
This is your fight now.
It's interesting how like Fastos gets to straight up summon metal, but then she only summons what like kind of like hard light weapons.
Athena, it's me, Gilgamesh. Give me your hand. It's a shame. You and I, we're just tools of a god. Built to kill.
True. Slice. I do want to take a moment to talk about this shot. That island sinking. I remember that was in the trailers, and I remember one of the theories, it's kind of a wild theory, especially in retrospect, but in the comics, I don't remember what the full story was. I think it was something Deviant related. Well, no, it was not something Deviant related, but I don't remember if this was the Celestials that did this thing. There's like either like an island of deviant human hybrids or just deviants or something. I don't remember. For whatever reason, that whole island or group was sunk, and they became, I think it was like Lumerians or something. But they're aquatic blue people. And who do we see in Black Panther Wakanda Forever? Aquatic blue people. So I don't remember if we knew Namor was going to be in Wakanda Forever or not. But I think we knew that we were going to tease this kind of underwater stuff eventually, you know, after the Iron Man 2 teaser. And I think people saw that in the trailers and were like, no way, we're going to get the island sinking, and it's because it connects to Eternals and Deviants in the comics, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And that was like one of like the historical things, or, you know, like history of the MCU that I think people thought they would flesh out as well. I'm fine with this part not being well, like, as adapted, because I think it would have been a little bit too much anyway if they were to, but I'm still angry they didn't do the other stuff. The, like, mutant stuff in general in particular. Plus, I don't think this would really work with their Deviants aren't really smart plotline, because, again, Deviants were smart in the comics. If I remember correctly, that's a finger? Yeah. If I remember correctly, this is, like, the only other thing referenced after this movie. Because I think someone found it, I didn't find it, but I think somewhere in She-Hulk, it talks about like the random hand in the ocean. So it's like, oh yeah, so we got the Kingo actor reference, and then we got the hand in the ocean. And that is all that has been referenced since this movie. If the full hand's underneath it, is Tiamat just lifting up an entire pocket of lava, or is it about to get cut off? Okay, yeah, where did the lava come from then? Marble! I think it's marble. Looks like marble. Sheesh, how strong of a laser eye do you have?
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Soon. Oh, was that the Unimind? I think so. Wait, why is Sprite involved? Or does it just involve whoever was left regardless of whether you wanted it or not? Or does it look like a brain? No, it did in the comics, I think, but I don't remember if they did it in this or not. Maybe not. I'm assuming she's doing it, wait. Yeah, if she's doing it solidly, like rather than just the outside, then how are the fingers still moving? Versus just staying still? You didn't do that earlier? Oh, jeez. That was a big boom in the clouds there. Completing the tale. What does this mean, kids? If you feel like you failed your duty to a higher calling, yeet yourself into the sun. Great role modeling.
How did you do it?
When I touched Tiamat's palm, I felt energy surging into me. Tiamat joined our Unimind.
I always wondered how we survived the destruction of other planets that we were on.
Yeah, that's the point of uni. Oh, is that what overrode it? Oh yeah, by the way, Druig's alive. Hey, how's Sprite gonna react to the fact that Ikaris is like, there's no point left in me living. I shall yeet into the sun.
Is he gone?
And didn't even say anything. Did they even know he actually just straight up killed himself?
I still have energy from the human mind. I think I can make you human.
Anyway, this workaround, because I think I was wondering, like, how on earth will they keep Sprite the same age if it's supposed to be a kid? And this kind of workaround is like, it makes sense. Character-wise, it actually is kind of a good throughout.
Are you okay?
You trying to shock yourself?
Confused. What's your superpower?
Can you just go 1 second? You know that your babysitting privileges are completely revoked, right? Like it's done. Thank you. Violence, hey, violence is never the answer, right? T?
Okay, this is actually a genuine first-time reaction because I think this is actually when I remember I went to the restroom during the movie and I think I missed it this entire scene.
To the bad guy. Don't go anywhere near him.
Okay, I remember I rewatched this shot because I didn't know what was going on.
I think when we find the other Eternals out there, they'll accept the truth the way we did.
Like, did they try to keep their color palettes like how Makar and Droog were wearing, kind of like out like leather vests or whatever of their colors, or like, you know, Cersei here in the green?
What do you do now?
Not sure. This planet's my home, but I can't pretend to be human anymore.
I love you, Cersei. I don't care what you are. Remember when we talked about no more secrets?
I have no more secrets, I promise.
Actually, I have one I want to tell you.
What is it?
Does he actually get to say it?
Turns out my family history is complicated. Cersei.
I get a cool visual, but why did the clouds just summon and then just for that to happen?
You have chosen to sacrifice a celestial for the people of this planet. I will spare them, but your memories will show if they are worthy to live. And I will return for judgment.
Cliffhanger. I will say, that black hole effect there was actually pretty cool. Just be like, how on earth would he just be able to pop in and pop out wherever he wants? Pretty cool. Actually, would it be a black hole or a red hole? Because it had kind of the red effect around it. I can't remember, does it end right here, or is there one more scene before the credits? Credits! Whoa! And I will not be surprised if this video does not come out in another month. I'm recording at the end of May, and I know I actually just recorded 2 other before we watches just before this, and then sometime after I record this video, hoping to record the Deadpool and Wolverine one. So if this video comes out after the Deadpool and Wolverine video, just know I actually had it filmed before this, or I had this film before working on that one. I don't even have a script yet. If you enjoy, I'm not done with the review yet because I'll be going through the post-credit scenes because I have one more rant I want to do. But if you happen to have enjoyed this kind of style, I will hopefully do better as far as like finding a good time to do stuff like this. But if you guys like this kind of thing, let me know and I might consider doing it for Thor: Love and Thunder, because I think I actually only watched that movie once, come to think about it. And that was in the theaters. I don't remember if I watched it a second time or not. Let's go, spanning over 3 months of just production. Who knows how long it'll take for post-production. Wahoo. Anyway, here's all the, well, I should save that for after the post-credits, but here's what we have so far of the pros and cons list that I've recreated here that I unfortunately will not have access to, but you guys will. Here we go. I forget which one's first. Is it the one I don't like, or is it the one that kind of goes nowhere? It's the one I don't like. Here we go. I really do not like this post-credit scene. There's that one, you know, the Deviant Eternals version I don't like, and then this is the part 2 of this.
Arishem,
How would you communicate from that far away?
we have to go back.
Why would you have to go back? If you don't know where they are, why go back to a place you know they aren't?
Oh, my ears! My eyes are numb. No more drunk teleporting for you. Behold, the royal prince of Titan, brother of Thanos, the knave of hearts, defeater of Black Robert.
Roger.
The great adventurer, Star Fox of Mystery Planet.
Mystery Planet? You also just said of Titan.
To make your acquaintance, my fellow Eternals.
Who are you?
I'm Eros. This is Pip. And you are as beautiful as legends say, Athena.
What legends?
What do you want, lads?
Pip and I are here to help, aren't we? Your friends are in big trouble. And we know where to find them.
That was your plot relevancy? Okay. Maybe I'll just let these go as I talk and then I'll skip it when I need to. So, here's why I don't like, well, let me go over what I do like. They brought Pippin the Troll. I think it's Pippin, if not it's just Pip. I think it's Pippin is the full name. Here's why I like Pippin. Actually, I know barely anything about him, but here's what I do know. He's a part of the Infinity Watch. At the end of the original Infinity Gauntlet run, they wanted to keep the, as they were called then, the Infinity Gems, you know, kind of, you know, not in one, I guess still in one place. Basically, it was a 6-member team called the Infinity Watch, and Pippin was on that team. And I want to say we're only missing one other member. So Adam Warlock is the leader of that group, and he was introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was after this movie, but we knew he was coming. So I was like, sweet. So I saw that and I was like, wait, we have most of the Infinity Watch here, because it's Adam Warlock, Pippin the Troll, and then Gamora is a part of that squad. Drax, I want to say is a part of that. I don't think Eros is. I know one of them's like Moondragon or Moon something. And she's not in anything yet. I actually forget who the 6th one is off the top of my head. Granted, I haven't read that stuff in a long, long time. Yeah, I don't remember who it is off the top of my head. But yeah, so I remember seeing that and being like, oh, interesting. We happen to have, you know, most of the Infinity Watch people here after the Infinity Stones are destroyed. Yay. And that kind of made me question what on earth is Adam Warlock going to do? Because he's very tied to the Soul Gem or Soul Stone comic territory. Anyway, here's what I don't like. Eros. I will say, this was actually, I think, my first exposure to Harry Styles. Haven't listened to any of his music. I'm pretty bad when it comes to pop music anyway. But I do think he is a good Eros. Like, going from page to screen, I think he's actually good like a good visual fit for that. Other than that, I don't have anything to say on the Harry Styles part. The integration, though. Let me continue with my entire Eternals Deviant rant. So, with the Eternals origin, I don't remember if, so they talked about how there's Eternals on other planets. I don't remember if the Eternals were made on other planets, or if there was a good chunk on Earth and a few of them just straight up left. Whichever it was, a few of them went to Titan, which I don't know if it was a fallen planet or if it was still the moon of Saturn in the comics, because that was originally what they were wanting to use, and then I think they just changed it because they wanted to be further away. Anyway, I don't remember if the Eternals just couldn't reproduce, or there was something special about this. I think it was between 2 Eternals or an Eternal and someone from Titan. They had 2 sons. The second born wasn't just fine, and that was it, and that was Eros. And then but their firstborn was Thanos. And I want to say, in the Infinity War flashback, when Thanos uses the Reality Stone to look at the people around him, they all look like regular people, like regular humanoids. But Thanos doesn't. And that's because in the comics, the reason Thanos is purple and big and very different, you know, with the chin and everything, is because he has a deviant gene. And let me look in the comics, and then I'll go into why none of this movie stuff makes sense. In the comics, you have Deviants and Eternals have the exact same origin point. Because the Celestials took humans and, you know, they made some deviants. They made some Eternals when given them powers. And then they, you know, added the mutant gene to the humans. So, it's the exact same origin point for all 3 of those. And around the same time, if not at the exact same time, at least for those first 2. Makes perfect sense. Few of them either left or this was with another group that they did this for Titan. And because they had that exact same origin point, it's kind of like a, you know, that makes at least some relative sense for them to have this connection for a deviant gene to exist in someone who's a child of Eternals. But in the movies, they're space robots that don't seem like they can actually, full on reproduce, despite having some urge or something to, which doesn't make any sense. But you're telling me that they want to keep Eros and Thanos somewhat related to Eternals, because they straight up called Eros an Eternal, but they don't want to admit that they can't really be robots, nor the fact that Deviants and Eternals have completely different origin points. And I'll admit, I don't know why Eros is introduced post-Thanos. That makes no sense to me. And all I know about Eros is he's a convicted felon in the comics for many things that I don't even want to say, and I don't think Disney even wants to cover. He's very much a ladies' man, to say the least. Because his power is, I think, basically just mind control or hypnotization just by talking. Like a silver tongue or something like that, I think is what it's kind of like referred to generally, like throughout fiction or that kind of stuff. But still, it's like you're introducing a post-Thanos, and you're adding all of this convoluted stuff to still connect to Thanos, which, makes sense because they're connected in the comics, but then you're still keeping their, like, eternal status, despite none of that making any... I hate this movie. I hate this movie because of those things. I think it would actually be a decent movie for me if it didn't do the robot angle. I think outside of that, it would be an okay movie. But as is, I don't like it because it makes no sense and just convolutes the MCU lore. Okay, because I'm someone who likes to try to make sense of things. I've tried multiple times to try to figure out how on earth the MCU multiverse works and how to connect the Fox stuff and the Sony stuff and Spider-Verse and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And I've found, for the most part, a general system. I need to properly figure out what that system is or to find what it actually works and whatnot. And almost like, Map Path FNF, but that's, an uphill battle. Versus with this, it's like, okay, you're actively ruining your own lore. Why does this exist? And none of this has come out to fruition. I'll say a little bit more about that after these credits. And I'm actually surprised I didn't need to skip any credits. And it looks like we're about to get that second scene right now. Oh, I need to see what the subtitles say.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
I'm so glad. I'm partially glad I'm recording when Eternals will return. Yeah, since when? Kind of funny, considering when now is, because there's some. So who that mysterious voice was is Mahershala Ali as Blade, because he's supposed to be getting a movie. But what's kind of funny, I mean, in retrospect, or even when I actually get this video out, who knows what the case will be. There's some speculation that Mahershala Ali is going to back out of being Blade for the Blade movie. So that's going to make that post-credit scene even worse in retrospect, to be like, hey, well, that was another nothing burger or something that wasn't properly planned out, because they've had, like, I think they're going to need an 8th writer for that movie because nothing's been good. So if you didn't catch it, what they were kind of building up to, I want to say, is the Black Knight, I know, like, I read the original issue. It was like Merlin and medieval England. I want to say medieval England. It was just medieval times and knights and this and that. And then they eventually were like, oh, yeah, this takes place in the past of the Marvel Comics universe and this and that. And I want to say, I could be entirely wrong, but I want to say the sword, at least in some iterations, is the symbiote sword? I could be fully wrong. Like, I was thinking, like, is that the case? And then I saw how, like, it actively looked like it was kind of alive and reacting. And I was like, maybe this is the sword. But again, it's kind of on Sony's part, because I don't know if Sony will want to, fully dive into that partnership quite yet, because they want kind of restrictive with what they are, what Marvel's allowed to use. But I want to say that's what the sword is. It's some kind of special alien or mystical sword. That the kind of idea is, like, I guess it's been handed down, so you just kind of inherit the Black Knight mantle. That's about all my understanding is. I think I looked into it more when the movie came out. I have not, in preparation even for this. So that's just another nothing burger they're building up to. Like, I think the idea of adding him to the roster, and I know people were hyped to be like, what, Blade and the Black Knight partnering together, this will be cool. I don't know if that's what the movie was going to do it all, or if the Blade movie were to come out before, like take place before this, or who knows what at this point. All that to say, this post-credit scene might not actually pay off. The mid-credit scene, don't know if it's going to pay off. This movie just, it had so much promise going into it, because everyone thought it was going to be another Guardians of the Galaxy situation where it's like, here's the unknown characters, people are saying it's not going to do well, and I was genuinely hoping it would be good. I went in there with hopes. I watched the movie, and I'm like, on earth is this? This isn't good. Like, it's a decent movie at best, but seeing how the whole idea of the MCU is everything connects. And this movie not only sets up kind of nothing, it doesn't really tie in properly to anything. It ruins the rest of the lore it tries to touch.
You ever see anything like this? No, I haven't.
So, I don't like this movie. I think just that mid-credit scene kind of did it for me. Now, I don't have the full pro-con list in front of me. That Thanos one on the cons is at least answered. But as far as the pros are concerned, Sprite and Druig are my top two characters for this movie. Because Sprite, I think, was actually great in this movie, as far as just the adaptation from page to screen. Because it's always been this, what do you do with the fact that you have a character who doesn't age and is basically a child? It's like, what does that look like? And they kind of answer that pretty well, even tying it to Peter Pan. Like, I think that was actually a really good idea to use. And Druig, just this idea of you're taking a character who's traditionally a bad guy, because he has mind control stuff. That's almost always a bad guy thing. Or, can be easily exploited. And he's generally in this state of, it answered that question for me of, if you have characters that live for super long periods of time, do they become jaded? Do they become this? Do they become that as time keeps progressing, or as they view things with that long period of time sense? So, which again, I feel like stuff like that would warrant a Disney Plus series to actually give more time for these characters. Like, I feel like some series like Falcon and the Winter Soldier probably should have been a movie, and stuff like this probably could have warranted a show, especially since it doesn't plug into anything yet. So it's one of those, like, spend more time with it, but at least it would feel more optional. Like, because you would have to get the subscription in order to watch the show. I don't know. Like, I think this really was the beginning of the end for Marvel. Because, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was kind of mixed. The ending of WandaVision wasn't really seen as well. It was kind of, like, I can see why people kind of say the ending was a little, like, fumbled, if you will. Especially when we found out that Doctor Strange was supposed to be in it. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That one was kind of, But I think the main thing was that I think they just drew it out for too long. Loki, phenomenal. And you had Shang-Chi and Legends of the Ten Rings. That, I would say, was kind of a Guardians of the Galaxy situation, because you took a character that not many people knew about, or knew had some kind of problems, because apparently his main antagonist was kind of a racist stereotype. So the fact that I think they had been working on reworks in the comics, but they had done a big overhaul when it came to the movies, making it the straight up Mandarin Ten Rings situation. So, and I think that was a good movie. I kind of see where people come from with, like, why on earth does it involve other realms and it just goes really big all of a sudden, despite him just being in general a martial arts character. I think that movie's fine. And then this movie comes out, and it really kind of spelled the beginning of the end. No Way Home, No Way Home is phenomenal, and then I think this was really the biggest dud of would have been 21, because 2020 was the only thing with nothing. This was the biggest dud of 2021. That and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think, were the biggest two. Oh yeah, and Hawkeye came out. Hawkeye, I think, is fine. But yeah, just this movie just spelled the beginning of the end, or that something was going wrong in the MCU. Because, like, how when everything else was very airtight with how it impacted other things, it kind of showed that there was no plan. Like, it revealed that there wasn't really a strong plan. Yeah, like, that's the thing. I feel like the show should have been for more of the experimental stuff. Like this. I just am not a fan of this movie, because of all the ways it connects to other things. Yeah, this might still be the worst movie, in my opinion, like, as a whole. Because, again, decent movie at best. Decent movie at best. But the fact that it's supposed to connect to other things doesn't set up anything. And what it connects to, it just kind of sours. It's just a negative viewing experience overall. And it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you're trying to piece everything together. I think I'm turning into a broken record at this point. If you enjoyed this video, please comment that down below and let me know if you want me to react to other stuff. Like I said, Thor: Love and Thunder, I may have only actually ever seen that movie once. So I could potentially give that a similar treatment where I hopefully only watch it in one sitting and not spreading it across 3. So yeah, if this is your first time watching this movie, I'm sorry that I kind of ranted through most of it versus just watching, but I mean, hey, at least it's not just someone just casually watching and you're just practically rewatching the whole thing. So hopefully you got some good substance out of it. So, and also, like, even if you don't want me to watch more of these movies, comment that down below and just let me know what you thought I did good or not good, because this is kind of the first time I've done something like this. Arguably second since my Why Giants Are Slow video reaction, but granted this is a lot longer. Yeah, if you managed to stick all the way to the end, I don't know how long this video is going to end up being. If you stuck all the way here, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, maybe you should consider it if you are willing to hear me talk for this long. And yeah, plug the Discord server in here. You can join in there. I like to give updates and stuff there. It's not super active right now. And that's about it. So yeah, I'll just leave you all go. Signing off. This is going to take so long to edit.